Today we are going to explore Paraguay and learn about its geography, history, economy, people and their culture. Paraguay is a landlocked country in central part of South America. It borders Argentina, Brazil and Bolivia. It is one of the smaller countries in South America, but it's a very interesting country because of its unique landscape and history. We are going to start our journey with the flag, the most important symbol of a country. Paraguayan flag consists of three horizontal bands with emblem in the center. The emblem in the front is a state seal, while the emblem on the back of the flag is treasury seal. Paraguayan flag is the only national flag that have different front and back. The red symbolizes equality, courage and patriotism. White symbolizes unity, purity and peace. Blue symbolizes freedom, charity and righteousness. This is Paraguay's national seal. The five-pointed yellow star in the middle refers to the Star of May, denote the month of independence in 1811. It's surrounded by olive and palm branches, represent peace and honor. The seal is also reversible. It features golden lion, Phrygian cap and a national motto, peace and justice in Spanish. Next chapter is geography.
Geography.
Even though Paraguay is a landlocked country, Paraguay rivers give access to Atlantic Ocean and the trade. Paraguay River divides the country into two sections, east and the west. Eastern region consists of fertile farmlands and large woodlands. Most Paraguayans live in the east. Capital, Asuncion and other commercially important towns are in the area as well. The western region covers nearly two-thirds of the total land area. It is mostly made up of low-lying plateaus covered in grassy meadows, palm and small trees. This area is not developed, lacks road and navigable rivers. Much of the region is inaccessible. Only 3% of the population live in this area. Paraguay's climate is considered tropical to subtropical. Paraguay experiences wet and dry seasons. Wind play a huge role. Between October and May, warm wind blow in from the Amazon and bring in the warmer climate, while between May and August, cold wind from the Andes bring in cooler climates.
History.
Before the Spanish arrived, Paraguay was inhabited by Guarani people for at least a millennia. Spanish arrived in the region in 1516 and established a settlement in Asuncion in 1537. Jesuit missionaries who came to spread the religion protected Guarani people from slavery but converted them to Christianity. Jesuit missions flourished in eastern part of Paraguay for 150 years until the expulsion by Spanish authorities in 1767. In western Paraguay, Spanish settlement and Christianity were strongly resisted by indigenous people. In 1811, Paraguay overthrew local Spanish administration and declared independence. But the country fell under control of dictator Francia. He wanted to create a utopian society and isolated Paraguay from outside influence. He forbade colonial to marry other colonial and allowed them to only marry blacks or natives to break up the colonial elitism and create a mixed race society. Francia died in 1840. After that, Carlos Lopez, another dictator, took over the country. He modernized Paraguay and opened the country to trade. After his death in 1862, his son ruled the country the similar way to his father. In 1864, Brazil invaded Uruguay. Paraguay intervened, which started the Paraguayan War. Then it expanded to include Argentina. But the following year, Argentina, Brazil, and Uruguay formed a triple alliance against Paraguay. The Paraguayans put up a fierce resistance, but lost in 1870. This is believed to be the bloodiest international conflict in the history of Americas. At least 50% of Paraguayans died during this conflict, and Paraguay lost third of its territory to Argentina and Brazil. Between 1904 and 1954, over the span of 50 years, Paraguay had 32 presidents. Paraguayan Civil War broke out in 1922, and in the early 30s, unresolved border conflict with Bolivia over the Chaco region erupted, but Paraguay defeated Bolivia and able to retain most of the region. After the war, military took over. People weren't satisfied with the military ruling, which resulted in Second Civil War in 1947. A series of unstable government led to another military dictatorship in 1954 under Alfredo Stroessner. He remained in the office until 1989. Paraguay was modernized to some extent. He is accused of many human rights abuses. Stroessner was overthrown in a military coup and General Andre Rodriguez became the president. Rodriguez introduced political, legal and economical reforms and initiated a relationship with international communities. In 1993, Paraguay became a democratic country and elected first civilian president in almost 40 years. This is the history of Paraguay. See how much it is different from its neighbors.
People and culture.
Paraguay's population is about 7 million. There are no official information about ethnic composition. The indigenous Guarani people are influential, but most identify themselves as mestizo after years of intermarriage with various other ethnic groups. Now, less than 2% of the population is considered indigenous, and 1% of the population could be Afro-Paraguayans. Paraguay has long been a recipient of immigrants, many ethnicities including Italians, Russians, Japanese, Germans, Chinese, Arabs, Brazilians and Argentinians live in Paraguay. About 90% of Paraguayans are Roman Catholic and 8% of them are Protestant. Rest of them are either part of the minority religion group or have no religion at all. Spanish and Guarani are the official languages. Most Paraguayan can speak both languages. Paraguayan culture is product of its history. Spanish and indigenous cultures play a key role. The culture also influenced by immigrants. Everyday life in Paraguay is not dissimilar to other nations. They have similar concern as any of us. Gender-based role is defined, but the line is blurring. Women are participating in the workforce. Marriages are by the choice of the couple. Divorce is legal but rare. Families are usually small. Extended family households are rare, but extended family play an important supportive role. In the urban areas, people wear Western style clothing, but in the rural area, they wear traditional clothes. Rebozo is a traditional shawl worn by women. Dress with lace work are worn on special occasion. Bombacha is a loose trousers worn by men with a shirt. They also wear neck scarf and ponchos. As far as the food goes, vegetables, meat, corn, fish, cheese, milk, cassava are common staple in Paraguayan cuisine. Asado is a popular on social event. Chipa made with cassava, egg and cheese is a favorite snack. Another popular dish is lampriado, a fried cake made with cassava and ground meat. Another delicious food is ambayo. It's kind of a cake made with cheese and cassava flour. These are just a few popular dishes. Football and basketball are most popular sport in Paraguay. Their football team is pretty good. They also play and do well in rugby, tennis and volleyball in the international stage.
Economy.
Paraguay's purchasing power parity is about 100 billion. Agriculture is the most important sector, employ more people than any other sectors and contribute to 30% of the GDP. Paraguayans are self-sufficient. They produce almost all their food. Land ownership is not evenly distributed. About 15% of the population owns 80% of the land. Young workforce and plenty of hydroelectric energy give them an economic advantage. Even though it's a small country by size, it is a big agricultural producer. 9th largest soybean producer, 2nd largest in stevia, and 9th largest exporter of beef. Manufacturing sector is growing, mostly focuses on food, beverage, wood product, paper product, hide and fur. Mineral industry is significant and contribute to 25% of the GDP and employ about 30% of the labor force. Production of cement, iron ore and steel are common. Pharmaceutical industry is growing. It supplies about 70% of domestic consumption and began to export some drugs. Main trade partners are Brazil, Argentina, United States, Chile, Russia and China. Over the past 2 decades, countries have benefited significantly from the macroeconomic policies and grown about 4% annually on average, and weathered very well during the COVID-19 pandemic. Paraguay went through some brutal time. It's looked like the past 20 years, Paraguayans worked hard to make their life better. Hope the future is bright for all the Paraguayans. Thank you. Hope you learned something new about Paraguay. It's an amazing country, isn't it? Next country I'm going to look at is Argentina. If you haven't already, please subscribe so you will get a notification when I upload the next video. Thank you. See you or talk to you in the next video. Bye.